Welcome to the new Sheldahl Flexible Technologies podcast, Let's Talk Tech. My name is Shyanne Dahl. I am the marketing specialist here at Sheldahl. We're expanding our content resources for our customers, suppliers, and employees to learn more about Sheldahl, what we do, the markets we operate in, the technologies we offer, as well as so many other things we're going to end up covering down the line. We will be interviewing subject matter experts throughout the different industries our solutions are in to learn more about the advancements taking place as all of these amazing technologies develop. But today, we're going to take a slight break away from that, and we're going to be talking with some of the amazing women here at Sheldahl that make everything possible, that really play a huge role in taking the ordinary to the extraordinary. So I want to introduce you to some of our amazing colleagues here today.
Hi there, Jane Thurmes, CAD technician, 37 plus years.
Amy Chavie, manufacturing engineer, 33 years.
Shyanne Dahl, quality supervisor, less than a year.
Sydney Costello, quality engineer. I've been here almost 5 years now.
Dawn Lanning, process engineer, and I've been here 27 years.
There's a good amount of experience here in this room. A lot of wisdom and knowledge to share as well, so I'm looking forward to hearing some of it. What positions have, I imagine for some of you, whether you've been here for a short time or a longer period of time, have been in a couple of different roles throughout your time here. So if I may ask, what are some of the different positions you've been in?
I'll go ahead and start. I actually got hired on as a technician back in the old JTech days. So I worked as a technician and did a short stint as a supervisor. Realized that was not my forte. And then moved into process engineering, first out in the wet process area. I developed some chemical sensitivity, so they had to figure out what to do with me. So then they moved me into circuit verification, so I was a process engineer for the AOIs and the electrical testers for a period of time. And currently I'm a process engineer in the screen printing area now. So that's where I've been, I don't know, probably the last maybe 8 years, I suppose.
Okay.
This is Jane. I was a union worker when I first was hired on. I worked in the union for 18 years as a component assembler for a year, and then I worked in the press room for 6+ years. And then when they introduced the advanced manufacturing area, they offered classes for that. I was in the first class that they offered for that, and then I worked in advanced manufacturing for 14 years, and then I was part of the union board too as well. I was the union secretary and was in on 2 contracts ratifications for that. And then I jumped over to salary. I worked in prototype there 8+ years, and now I'm in CAD. And I've been there for, I believe it's like 8 years plus in that area.
It's a good amount of time. I know those CAD people are super smart. I talk with Jake quite a bit, and he just talks about things that are way over my head. But then again, I'm in marketing, so there's a lot that's over my head.
He says I'm a big deal.
I would agree.
Yep.
Well, you guys have better memory than I do. I had to write mine down. I started out in wave solder and second shift, working production, brief stint as a material mover, a little bit in the press room. I moved to 12-hour nights in screen making, and after that I worked in LOS, which is a screening area. In 99, I left the union for a technician position in photo plotting, and I stayed there for like 18 years and recently moved over to manufacturing, and that's where I am now.
I recently just started doing the quality supervisor position in January, but I have been with Sheldahl at an on and off rate for about 5 years now. So I started off in laminations. I was a Lam 1 operator, and definitely was not my machine to run. I didn't enjoy running it, but, for the most part, it was good. I went over to be a LAM 5 operator, and then I joined the quality control group from there. So now I'm a quality supervisor.
Nice.
Well done.
So I was hired out of college in 2017 as a quality engineer. So throughout the years, I've kind of taken on different responsibilities. So most recently, in addition to being a quality engineer, I'm a lab supervisor as well, which has had its interesting, opportunities that come along with it. I've learned a lot about handling different people, realizing that people need different types of manager skill sets. So it's kind of taught me a lot so far, and it's been that way for a little over a year now. So I have a lot of room to grow.
And don't forget, Sydney, you've also been, I believe, an actress now in some of the Sheldahl videos.
Yes,
correct?
two whole videos. Yes.
Yeah. She's going to be a star. Fun fact, Sydney's videos have the most views combined. Like, all of our other videos combined don't even compare to the one that she was in.
I'm pretty sure my mother-in-law just watched it 100 times.
Thank you, Sydney's mother-in-law, for
Yeah.
doing that. That does help increase our viewership as well as the stats moving forward.
Shout out to Julie.
So, what do some of your day-to-day responsibilities look like that go into playing into keeping Sheldahl moving in a smooth way? Because no doubt, without all of you here, it might be a little bit rougher.
Okay, I guess I'll start. I, as a process engineer, so the screen printing area actually has several process engineers for the area. And we kind of all have our own, what we excel at. My forte is I like documentation, I like training, I like Lean and Six Sigma kind of projects, yield projects, cost savings projects, those kind of things. So I don't get on the floor as much as the other process engineers until recently. We're helping to cover some of the machines. So that's kind of been an interesting couple of weeks that I've been actually running the machine. And it's something I probably should have done about 6 years ago when I started in the area. But so it's been fun. But as a process engineer, basically, I guess my responsibilities kind of lie in yield improvements, cost savings, helping operators make it easier for operators to do their job, which I really like that. Getting feedback from the operators. Back when I first started, and especially like I said, when I was working as a supervisor, I have a tendency to be a little bit more forward. And to Sydney's point, some people don't like that, so that's, over the years, I've kind of learned those skills and learned how operators, some operators learn visually, some operators like to hear things, like to do it kind of thing. So anytime I can help make an operator's job easier, that's a big plus for me, because I know what they do. Sometimes it's really easy to point the finger at somebody, but really the real question comes back to the Lean and Six Sigma kind of 5 why. Well, why did they do it that way? And if it comes down to they weren't provided the tools they needed, they weren't provided the training they needed, then really, that's really where the root cause of the problem was. I like solving problems, so.
Well, thank you for doing that, Dawn. Who would like to go next? That's always the question. It's I don't want to talk. I don't want to say. Okay, fine.
I can piggyback off of that. I like to solve problems as well. And being a quality supervisor, it does give me the opportunity to find the problems and see where down the line it really started, and then how to backpedal through processes and how things went along the line and where we first initially started. And then just fixing it, making sure that it's right for the customer, making sure that we're doing on-time deliveries, and making sure that the certs are proper. And anytime the QCs need anything, they come to me, and we just get things done. So it's been really nice, I feel. And lots of auditing, of course. And I think that's going well. So,
Well, thank you for that.
yeah.
Excuse me, I can jump in here. I on a daily basis too, I would say I don't think we have a lot of problems, but when I'm available to the production floor if they are having any kind of issues, or their instructions aren't correct, or we need to disposition suspect materials. So that's a lot of what I do on a daily basis. In addition to, I like to work on Oracle. I like to fix the routing notes for the operators, and I think because I was an operator for 10 years, it helps to have that background. So I feel like I have operator speak sometimes. So, writing deviations for, certain things, it just helps to know a little bit of, what goes on the production floor. And so a lot of problem solving.
Amy's a really good, kind of a mediator from the process engineer to the operator. Because a lot of times process engineers, like you said, don't have operators speak. So, what may seem clear to the process engineer is not clear to the operator. And so Amy is a very good go-between. She's that connection from the process engineer down to the operator. And she's very good at it.
Oh, thanks, Dawn.
It's always good to have an excellent communicator in the group.
Yes.
That definitely makes the process a lot smoother and keeps people from getting aggravated with one another when you have someone who can do negotiations. Well done. Jane?
Okay, CAD technician, computer-aided design. I get customer data, and we just clean it up, read it in to our CAD system and clean it up and send out a one-up, back to the engineer. He'll look it over, and if he approves, he'll send it back to the customer to make sure we interpret it correctly and stuff, what have you. And we just go on and step it out from that to a panelizing. And I think working in prototype for as long as I did, I could pick up a job and go from start to finish in prototype. So that experience there alone, I need to know what processes this part will, go through and stuff like that. So it helps knowing that I know what FIDs, what targets, what coupons, are needed for us to process it through the plant, stuff, what have you. And I think it's going pretty good.
I mean, we're still getting business and still delivering to customers, so obviously it's going pretty well.
Yes, I agree.
And sometimes we ask a lot of our CAD people, I think, because a lot of times.
Special requests?
Yes,
Little signs.
Yeah, or just, like the big project was, we got a couple new machines in the screen printing area. So most of our web, the way the material has to run through the machine, we have standards where our targets are going to be for the machines to do their job. And, from the old machines, we have a certain set of targets, and then on the new machines, we have a different set of targets. Well, it's a lot easier for planning, which we don't have anybody here from planning, but it's a lot easier for planning if there's versatility in the setup, in the layout, in the web, to include targets for both sets of machines. Well, that was a big project to figure out how to do both, get all the targets in for both sets of machines, and our CAD people did a really good job at figuring that out and getting it all in there, and sometimes they really have to work at trying to make everything fit too.
Right.
It's like a puzzle.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes there's lots of real estate. You can, it's easy. Sometimes it's not. It's pretty tight. And you need clearance for this and that. And stuff, and it can be a challenge at times. But
The last cost-saving project that I worked on with Jane, we changed a layout so that instead of printing just 2 circuits at a time, we changed it to printing 4 circuits at a time, and we made 20% cost savings, just by saving material and throughput in a machine and stuff. And it was really tight, and Jane did a really good job at figuring it out and putting the puzzle together. You did a really good job on that. That was impressive.
thanks, Dawn.
And it was a good cost savings project, so
I'm glad I was part of it.
yeah.
I'm sure that made our customers a lot happier too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you need to give kudos to the rest of your team as well when you get back today. Like, hey, no big deal. I was on a podcast and all, but they told me to tell you thank you.
I'm a big deal.
You can listen to it next Tuesday.
All right, I'll go. So day to day, it's really every day there's something new. Normal things that I handle would be working with engineering for dispositioning any non-conforming material, helping field customer questions if customer support doesn't know the answers to right away, customer audits, surveys, internal audits with the QC group, stuff like items like that. And then it's just, Sheldahl sells so much material types, so many different things. You will learn something new every day here, honestly. I've been working here almost 5 years, and I learn something new every day. It's crazy. I would think that after 2 years I would know all of our product types, but nope, we sell some material that has like a textured wood appearance. I don't even know what that goes into, but
But we sell it.
but we sell it, and it's just something like that pops up, and you're always looking into, like, if any question comes up, I like to just check on everything, the orders, where it goes, all the requirements, just so you can have the best answer for your customers and make sure that everything is meeting their needs, which is a big part of our quality policy here.
With so many diverse job roles here and a lot of communication, problem solving, what are some of the things you really enjoy about working here? Some of the fun, challenges that you've run into. What makes it fun to come here Monday through Friday? Sometimes I know people come here kind of Monday through Sunday and then they start all over again. But what do you like about working here?
I like when a process works consistently and it flows really well. There are some processes where it's like, oh, there's a little bump in the road. We go to the right people. It gets fixed. And then it flows again. And it's really challenging. And it does keep you on your toes. You're doing something different all the time, every day. And that's something I look forward to. So,
Yeah, you get a sense of accomplishment when you
Yes.
finally figure out what's causing the issue or how to make something easier.
yes. Yeah, you have your 1,000 lists going and you finally get to make that check mark. So it feels good.
I've seen a couple of dance moves get broken out by the cubicles. People who are just so happy, like, I figured it out. You're like, I had no idea you knew how to sing. And then there's just like, and they shy back away into their cubicle. But then you just hear, victory. Whispering quietly from the cubicle.
Yes.
I think a lot of it, too, is the people you work with, because I've found it does seem whenever you do have an issue and you have to go to someone, everyone is more than willing to lend a hand or their expertise or, help you get through it or do what they can. So it's the coworkers.
Yeah, I mean, I always feel like the company's always been good to me, through all of my different, job titles and stuff, what have you. I just, the coworkers, I guess, and getting, the challenges and stuff like that when it works out, and how amazing that is. The things I see on the screen, it's world apart from what you see on the screen. So when you print it out and it's a big difference, it's like, well, maybe that wasn't such a good idea. But all good.
I guess I'd have to say, to Amy's point, is a lot of the cooperation to solve a problem or to, to meet a goal or whatever the case may be. And there is, there are those days that it's like, okay, so mine is usually nice. Either that or sweet. Grandkids told me that's not what they say anymore today. Yesterday, I said that yesterday, and they looked at me and said, Grandma. So
Is it now lit? Or, because it's not groovy anymore, I know that.
I don't know what it is. But in any case, just that, every so often, you've got that success. We had a nice cost savings project and, or like, I have to do like a quarterly kind of review to Flex, about our how we're doing on our cost savings projects and stuff. And it's like, I look at it and I'm like, that's impressive, And it was a group effort. I mean, it was totally a team effort, and I like that. So.
The victories.
Yes.
Like I said, you hear from the cubicles, victory.
Yeah.
Yes. I always love hearing kind of the funny stories from the workplace. Does anyone have any funny memories or funny stories from different positions you worked in, different projects you've had, or maybe even some of your team members? Just like, yeah, we had a rave on the production floor as we were waiting for material to get down there.
So now that you bring that up,
There was a rave.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about a rave, but when I first started, and we first started up that JTech line, and a lot of new equipment, so all of us technicians that were working as temps, the first rolls that we were sending through, something didn't quite go right, and we were waiting for. I was working on the wet process machines, and we were waiting for our roll, and it didn't come. Well, then it finally shows up, and then we had some other issues, and we ended up staying 36 hours. And like my boss, who's now going to be retiring, Tim, he's like, well, we can get you a hotel room, and you can go take a nap if you want or something. But yeah, it was like a marathon, it was like a 36-hour marathon to get them first rolls off the JTech line. I still remember that to this day. And then the other one that I remember is sitting in a meeting, one of my first meetings with Carol Myers, who's not in this group here, but I just remember seeing Carol and just thinking, that's who she was definitely a role model for me, because she just is. I just remember thinking, this lady's got it together. She's sharp, even way back then. So, but I do remember that JTech. To this day, I still remember that one. So,
I guess I can't really pinpoint, there's been a lot of like achievements and stuff that we've done, but sometimes when we have like our pizza parties and stuff, we all like to goof off and stuff, but that's about all I can really think of.
Obviously, there's more invitations I have not been receiving. I might have to do some investigation after this episode.
We're not allowed to stay 36 hours anymore.
No, so, you're not allowed to do that anymore.
I can't top that.
Nope. Yes, that was back in the day, right? So.
Any other fun memories? I know they happen.
Well, just something fun. I've organized a trip to the Saints game. We got a coach bus, and a group of us went up there a couple times actually, and it was a blast. And bowling.
The Turkey Bowl.
The Turkey Bowl, November, and our Super Bowl in February. Yeah. We did that for years actually, and just a big group, came out to bowl and stuff, and year after year, it's just a nice get together after work, I guess, and I've organized blood drives too, I guess. It's been a while because of COVID, but But all in all, my favorite has to be the Saints games. I just love the ballpark, and stuff, and it was just a hoot. So stay tuned.
I guess I recall, maybe this isn't quite at work, but it hasn't been lately, but back in the day, it was always during the Jesse James days. Seems like we would get a pretty good work crowd.
Yes, go downtown. And,
Yeah. So those are always kind of fun.
Yeah, team building.
Right? Yep.
Yeah.
That's how we write it off as. We're going to go have a team building experience downtown, ignore the fried food, the big teddy bear I won in the fair games, team building. That's what it's about. And I have to say that, kind of getting to that is, it does feel like a family here. You may have the cousin you don't necessarily talk to all the time, but they're there. Or, your best friend that's just right there. It is nice being here and having that family environment where you can go down to Jesse James Days. You can go to the bowling alley. You can have this turkey bowl thing, which is news to me. Again, I guess there's so many invitations I'm missing out on. What in the world is going on? Guys, if you're listening, please invite me to these parties. I would love to go, and I'll leave the recording equipment at home so you don't have to worry about it.
What happens at the turkey bowl stays at the turkey bowl.
We even had trophies.
What?
Yeah.
We have a pin, just damaged pin or whatever. We all sign our names
Yep.
on it. Yeah, and whoever has the best game, would get that. And we'd the first ball, if it's a gutter ball, throw a quarter in the, and then we did a drawing at the end, and somebody would win all the quarters, and then we'd go to Carboni's then afterwards. Yeah.
I put a lot of quarters in the pot when I went one year. I think I was like half the quarters. Not good at bowling.
And I'm not good at bowling either, so it's not like I put it on because I just I just do it. Yeah, I just, my big goal is to break 100, and it doesn't always happen. But I don't really care.
Break 100 quarters or
100 for a score.
Yeah.
But there are some good bowlers that do go, There's some, that are really good bowlers. I'm like, well, I'm glad I'm not in that lane.
Maybe that's the real reason I haven't received an invitation.
It's open for everyone because I would send out a mass email, to everyone, and, just seems like it's always the regulars, but it's always open to whoever wants to go.
Now marketing wants to go. And maybe Jim Welbrock.
I've been there.
This is your invite.
We're going to have a conversation after this. But have you been practicing your bowling since, Sydney, just to make sure you
No,
don't?
I was scarred from that experience.
Oh, okay.
It's best if I just stay on the sidelines.
I write a new cheer every year.
Yeah.
Just thank you all so much for the hard work and the dedication, that as well as the joy and the laughter that you bring in to Sheldahl every day, that makes creating the products that we produce, and really, we say it, taking ideas and making them extraordinary. You all play a huge part, and we wouldn't be where we are today without you. And so we want you, as well as all of our listeners, to know how much we appreciate you, because you all deserve recognition. So thank you all so much. And if you would like to learn more about Sheldahl, our capabilities, the amazing employees that we have here, the technologies we offer, please consider subscribing to our podcast, Let's Talk Tech. Follow us on LinkedIn, and check us out at www.sheldahl.com. Tune in next month when we begin to dive more into the markets that Sheldahl Flexible Technologies operates in. So keep an eye on our LinkedIn page and our website for when it is available for streaming. We're excited to make your ideas a reality, because together we can take the ordinary to the extraordinary, and obviously all of these women have proven that. So we look forward to seeing you next time on Let's Talk Tech. Have a great week.